much as I can, okay? We're taking like kind of like wet fingers and we're just kneading it so that it's not so dry. Because if you're trying to work with dry clay, it's just not gonna be fun. It just doesn't work. And then I'm just gonna like roll it in a ball and then patting it back and forth, okay? I want it to be a nice smooth ball. I don't want a lot of wrinkles, okay? Because those will be annoying to deal with, okay? Then I'm going to carefully, since these are not huge amounts of clay, and we don't have a roller, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna very carefully start to smash it down. And it's gonna split, that's okay. Let it split, let it do its thing. And you wanna keep kind of like lifting it up, and that's gonna be too dry. But you don't wanna smash it so hard into the table, okay? And you're like lifting it, and that's why we have this, okay? We want it to be nice and flat. So I'm gonna go, and if you don't have one of these, a rolling pin, like if your mom has a rolling pin that she wouldn't mind you using clay on, that totally works too. But you're gonna keep rotating it, okay? And if it gets too dry, add some water. You don't want it to be so wet, okay? But you also don't want it to fall off. Okay, and you're gonna go this way. Slabs are harder with air dry clay. Be very careful lifting it off. Okay. I'm gonna carefully peel it up. Use your tool. If it rips, that's okay. You can deal with that later. Just have to be really careful with it. I need like one of those little. So I can cut it from the bottom. There we go. Okay. So hopefully you have enough clay, because we don't want it to be too thin, I guess. You want it to be about this thick, okay? Then what we're gonna do essentially is we're gonna just cut a rectangle. Using that or a pair of scissors, or you can use like the sides of your rulers. And my clay is actually a little too wet, I think. Okay. Lifting it up. Okay. And this is like your little slab. And then what you can do from here is you can fold it, right? You're gonna fold it, but you wanna make sure that you're scoring and slipping. So I'm just gonna use this little, because these sides are gonna go together. This is gonna be kind of more tubular and thin, which I'm fine with. Add a little bit of water, and then you're gonna essentially just like pinch the sides together. Okay. Using your finger on the inside to kind of hold it together. And I'm going to use my little serrated tool, right? Because it's super important that we're scoring and slipping. If you don't have something like this, then you want to make sure that you're using like the edge of your ruler, really blend it together. We kind of have to finesse it a little bit since we don't have a slab roller. Now right now it's just a tube. That won't necessarily work if we're trying to put something inside. So you'll take your little clay scraps, and you're going to, I'm going to scrape off some of this on the table. And you're going to roll it into a ball again. Okay. And then you'll do the same thing, right? You'll get it flat, rotate it. So that it's the same thickness as the first one you rolled. I definitely don't want the clay to be too wet. Mine was way too wet. If your clay is like sopping, then you need to come up and get another roll, okay? But you're just gonna keep on rotating it until it's big enough, because then you'll put this down, right? And then you're gonna use this to cut the bottom out. You're gonna use your little knifey tool or a pair of scissors or something. And I'm just going to carefully cut out the bottom. You might have to stand. You can get all the way around. I want it to be nice to fit the sides of that. And you can move this away. You want to take the circle off for now, because we always have to score and slip. Little crosshatch marks. And then essentially you would just stick it on, and then you would do all of our steps where you wanted to make sure that it was nice and put together. And then you kind of have another vessel form, just like that. It's a little bit more geometric than the pinchy, right? It's a bit more cylindrical. And I would say if I had to put one in the middle, that our coil is going to give us a little bit of variety, right? So like this one is a little bit more organic. This one is getting more geometric, and then this is the most geometric. Okay? I'm gonna walk around and help people. You might have lost me.